Welcome to Sigmatech. Today we shall be talking about drawing instruments and materials. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to define technical drawing, differentiate between drawing instruments and materials, identify drawing instruments and materials. When you see them, you should be able to identify them and possibly know what we use them for. Technical drawing is defined as a standard way of expressing technical information through the use of lines and points. Now, this technical information we are talking about as a technologist could be machine parts, could be building construction, it could be projects, it could be plan, it could be designs that we have as technologists. So we don't just write or communicate in a manner every other field communicates. We communicate with drawings. We use drawing in our communication. And for us to do that better, there are certain instruments, there are certain materials that we use for technical drawing. And that's what we want to x-ray this moment in this video. Okay, so we want to talk about drawing instruments. What exactly do we mean when we say drawing instruments? Drawing instruments are those tools or devices used to assist in making accurate and precise drawings, especially in technical or geometric work. Examples include a ruler, the compass, the protractor, the T-square, etc., etc., the set squares. These are drawing instruments. They aid us, they help us to produce technical drawing. We call them instruments. Or you can also look at them as those instruments or those tools that are not used up, during the drawing proper. When you are drawing, those instruments that are not used up. For example, you cannot use up your ruler when you are drawing. The compass cannot be used up during technical drawing, right? So that way you can differentiate between, drawing instruments and materials. They are not used up in the process. They are not used up. So no matter how long you use it, you cannot finish using your protractor. You cannot finish using your T-square. All those tools, all those devices that you can't use them up in the course of your drawing, they are all classified as drawing instruments. I need you to take note of that. Okay, so what do we mean when we say drawing materials? Drawing materials refer to any substance or medium used to make marks on a surface during the act of drawing. Examples of drawing materials include pencil, eraser, ink, etc., etc., etc. The drawing paper, they are all examples of drawing materials. Now, let us look at different drawing materials. Let's look at them. Number one on our list is a drawing board. A drawing board is that platform on which the drawing paper is placed before the drawing is carried out. Technical drawing is carried out. On the drawing board, we also have, you can have your T-square attached with the drawing board. Basically, Now we have two types of drawing board. We have the portable drawing board. We also have stationary drawing board. Portable drawing board is that drawing board that you can move about. Anywhere you are going to, you can move it about. You can move it from one place to another. That is portable drawing board. But we also have this drawing board also, which is a stationary drawing board. It's just there in the studio, just there in the technical drawing studio. All right, there in the laboratory, you don't move it anywhere, it's just there. So this one, you can see that you cannot carry this big board about, but you can actually move the portable drawing board. You can actually move it anywhere you are going to. Students make use of portable drawing board. The one you use in your school is a portable drawing board. This is where the technical drawing is carried out. On this platform is where it is carried out, okay? We also have the T-square. The T-square you see here is used with the drawing board to actually bring a horizontal lines, to draw a horizontal line on the T-square, or even on the drawing paper. Maybe you are drawing, is the T-square that will help you to actually have a horizontal outline for your drawing. If anytime you want to make horizontal lines, you can make use of the T-square, all right, to do that. While your drawing paper is on the drawing board, the T-square helps to achieve that. We have the set square. Of course, in the T-square, it's clear here that the T-square is made up of this we call the stalk, right? Then we also call here the blade. This is the stalk of the T-square. This is the blade. This is where you carry the T-square. Now, most of the times, you see students in class or in schools playing with their T-square. Please, you should not play with your T-square. Most of them are made of plastic. We have plastic T-square. We have wooden T-square. We even have a metallic T-square. If you are making use of metallic T-square in your school, it's wrong for you to start playing with that because it's sharp. It has a sharp edge. It can cut somebody, right? And most of you use your T-square as a walking stick. You don't use your T-square for such purposes. Rather, T-square helps us to draw a horizontal line where the technical drawing can start. Every technical drawing starts with that line, a horizontal line from where it can start, kind of giving you a starting point, a reference point, a horizontal reference point on your drawing paper before you can produce your drawing. The T-square does that function perfectly for us, okay, when we are producing drawings. Then we have the set square. The set square, all right, we have two types of set square. We have the 45-degree set square. We also have the 30 degrees, 60 degrees set square. This set square basically is used to produce isometric drawings of shapes. The 60-degree set square does that function perfectly. If you want to produce isometric drawings, 60-degree set square and 30-degree set square is used for that purpose. We also have the 45-degree set square too. If you want to produce oblique drawings, we'll make use of this. We can also use them in combination to produce angles. The set squares can be used to produce different angles. We're going to talk about that in a later video when we'll talk about angles and lines and angles. We're going to talk about it, how you can use your set square for such purposes. All right, so, but the set square with the T-square, you can combine them to produce vertical lines. You can combine the set square and the T-square to produce vertical lines on your drawing board. Let's say you want to actually draw vertical lines, you can use the set square in combination with the T-square to produce vertical lines on your drawing board. We also have another important drawing instrument here called compasses. Compass, when you want to draw arc, you want to draw circle, this instrument helps us to achieve that. All you need to do is to affix your pencil in this portion of the compass, and this is where you hold the compass to turn to make any arc or draw any circle you want to draw depending on the radius of the circle of your choice. So the compass is used for that purpose. Number one, I said, is used for drawing arcs and circles. We use the compass for that purpose. Please take note of that. Then we have the dividers. We have the divider. Basically, the dividers are used to transfer measurements from one point, from a measuring instrument to another, maybe to the drawing paper. Let's say you are asked to measure 10 millimeters, for example. You have measured 10 millimeters previously. You don't need to start all over and all over. You can just use the dividers to stretch on the measurement and duplicate the measurement. So dividers help us to transfer measurements quickly without much cases. Then we have the French curves. All right, this instrument helps us to draw arcs, to draw curves of different shapes that we want with ease. So this is a French curve, just as the name is. That's what the function is. Then the eraser here is a drawing material, because the eraser can be used up in the course of your drawing. Basically, in the course of your drawing, if you encounter any mistake, any error in the course of producing your lines, this rubber eraser helps us to actually delete or erase our errors. Okay, so that's the major function of the eraser. We have this pencil. There is no technical drawing that can happen or that can take place without the pencil. We have basically two types of pencil, but for technical drawing, we have two types of pencil. We have the B series pencil, we have the H series pencil. But we don't make use of the B series in technical drawing. We make use of the H series, in technical drawing. The H there means hard, while the B in the series means bold. So the hard series of pencil, the lead in the pencil is hard, when compared to that of the bold. The lead in it is hard. All right, that's why it is called H pencils. And they produce they don't produce very dark lines. They produce fainted lines, light lines, so to say. They produce light lines. But the bold series of the pencil produce bold lines. They produce bold lines. Okay, so oftentimes in technical drawing, we make use of the HB series of the pencil. That means a combination of strength and boldness here. Yeah, the HB series of the pencil, that's what we use in technical drawing for outlining. All right? So that's what it is. So pencils are for such purposes. If you must make dots or make points that connect to join lines, you need pencil for that. So pencil is that drawing material. Please take note, pencil is a drawing material. Eraser is a drawing material. We also have a protractor. You want to measure angles, this is the instrument for it. A protractor is basically used for measuring angles. That's the instrument we use for measuring angles. Thank you for your time. Okay, we want to take questions from our app, the ExamGuide app. Like I said previously, ExamGuide app is an app I recommend strongly for every student in JSS 1, JSS 2, JSS 3 that will be sitting for their basic examination. I recommend this app for you. Use it to practice, to know the level you have understood basic technology. So the more you practice basic technology, the more you understand it, the more you understand the language of technology. Okay, so let's look at few questions from this and see the answers to them. One can successfully transfer measurements from one point of a drawing to the other with the aid of A or an A. Option A, dividers. Option B, drawing board. Option C, French curves. Option D, sharpeners. Option E, templates. Okay, of course, you know, sharpeners, that's used to sharpen your pencils. The template, let's say you want to make shapes, you have templates already that are there for you. You can just use them to form the shapes you want. A template is a drawing instrument. A sharpener is a drawing instrument. Now, the French curve is used for drawing arcs and curves. Drawing board cannot be used to transfer measurement. Rather, it is on the platform on which the drawing is made. But dividers, like I said initially, dividers are basically used for transferring measurements. So option A is the right option for that. Dividers, they are used for transferring measurements. Which of the following is the most soft pencil in the B series? You have B, 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B. Now, I need to tell you this about B series and S series. You see what I said, that when you practice more of basic technology questions, you will have an edge over other students with our ExamGuide app. For B series of the pencil, right, the higher you go in numbers, the softer the pencil. But that is not the same case with the S series. In H series, the higher you go in numbers, the stronger, right, the pencil. So from what I have just explained now, you can easily answer this question, is it not? I know you can. So which one here now is the most soft among these pencils? Of course, you not think twice to pick the answer. The answer is 5B. 5B is the most soft in all these B series of the pencil. Thank you for your time. Please, I urge you to practice more with our app, ExamGuide app. Thank you.